get decked.
So, to answer Kevin's last question is actually really interesting and maybe worthy of a good 10 minutes of our time, because then I actually got to scoot after
Yeah,
that.
no problem.
So it says, what are the best combos to play in the game in this meta? You see what was wrong, right? You remember how things got strange for a minute? Things are starting to stabilize, but remember, there was a minute where things were crazy. See, here's the thing. You're coming in at this point, Kevin, and you know what? We have to tell you something strange about it. See, if you've only been playing for a while, you didn't live under the reign of Broly.
You don't live on a lot of reigns.
Yeah,
there's
with
a reign
Krillin.
of Garlic Jr. I mean, like,
I remember that. It didn't last as long as Krellin the first year.
but
It was
it
Piccolo
still was there.
for
It
a
still
long
was a
time.
thing.
I remember you speed MPPV Garlic. It was nuts. Hit with Red Destiny.
Until he hit level 4 on accident with his
Uh.
stuff, and then you just beat the crap out of him.
I do remember that. I'm level 4. I'm dead.
Well, here's the funny thing. Like, if they played it wrong, and this is how you could tell a new player from a novice and someone that really knows and thinks about what they're doing before they do it. I had someone who was playing Black Krillin actually play his named attack, which doubles all continuous effects for the that are printed on your card for the turn, and gives you 2 anger.
Yes.
So he was at level 3, he was at 4 anger, I threw a physical attack, and he's like, oh my gosh, he finally threw a physical attack, I'm gonna block it. And then it's like, oh, but I gained 1 anger. And then all of a sudden, he's at level 4, and now all my attacks do +6 life cards to him.
And he didn't plan this. It's like, you know as Garlic
With
Jr. you
no
can't
no
spend.
no blocks left in his hand, and me with pretty much a full hand ready to go, possession
It's
drill.
like, bro, you had to know that Garlic Jr., you can't spend any time on level 4 in combat. You must spend no time in
Or
combat.
if you do, you have all your blocks, or you have a block, and you have your 2 angers.
Yep.
To just get out of there.
Yep, that's where we're getting at this point is people were misunderstanding the timings of things. You know what though? If I had to throw out what are good combos, what have always been good combos, anything that lets you discard it and you get another action.
Yeah. Either that or lets you draw.
Anything that lets you draw a card because that yields another action.
Right now, the Blue Mastery, the new Blue Mastery, has some stupid powers with it, especially with some new cards that came out, where there's some where if you discard them from a card effect, they go back onto the top of your deck, or like you play them and their attacks, and then the next time that you prevent damage, so you endure or you reduce damage, you draw a card, and then there's this energy block. Is it an energy block or is it physical? I think it's an energy.
Which one?
No, I think it's a physical block.
Which one?
The one with Tien on it, and it's the same saving.
Blue Guard, isn't it?
Blue Guard. There we go. You ditch it for your mastery to draw a card, and then you banish it to draw another card. So you draw 2 cards off of one card,
effect,
and you lower your opponent's next attack by 4 and 4, -4, no -4. You prevent it. So if you had any of those floating effects, you still get those.
See, where we're going with our little idea here is that all the combos that work amazingly well are the ones that yield you more actions. If you want to know
Or
what
that yield you amazing results.
Yeah.
Being able to dig your grave, which digging your grave first action is not bad because either they block it, which they usually will block it because they don't want to hit, because usually they don't. I don't know why they don't want to level. I think like odds are you're not going to level them.
Yeah.
But it's 7 stages for me, at least.
Yep. Minus any other
But
bonuses.
the fact that it prevents, endurance for the combat, then everything else just comes at you, and it's like 10, 11 stages, 12 stages. Just those big numbers. Even like 9s and 5s. That's still so much when they can't endure it. Any kind of combo like that is just devastating too.
Finding a way to get past a defense, finding a way to get in and do damage. One thing to sort of keep in mind is that every deck is only 60 cards. No matter who you're fighting, it's only 60. So you say, what does that mean?
Visage. Oh, villainous Visage. I'm going to take 10 life. Okay. I'm just going to take it all.
Take 20.
Do your crit. I'm just going to banish this, and I'll mill 20.
The big idea is that you may feel like you're not doing enough, but trust me, you're doing enough. that when you're doing life card damage, when you're getting at them, when you're getting past all those defenses, yeah, you're shortening their lifespan. You're getting rid of needed cards.
20 cards is literally a third of their deck.
Yep. Think long and hard about that, about how you...
Third.
Now, if I was to say what combos in the game...
See, now this doesn't sound like it's bad with Cell. Look at the new Cell. He's level 2.
Yes.
Mill 3 cards.
Oh, yes.
If you only have one ally, and you search the one ally, you search the one that makes it's if you only have one ally, all the cards that destroy cards off the top of your opponent's deck do one more. And then, he minuses a life card of any damage that you would take because yourself. For life, every turn, is, with no endurance.
You've cheated them out of 1 in the 3rd turn each time you shoot it. Think about that.
You are just disgusting at that point.
So,
and the worst part is, then you chain it with like his other named cards and stuff like that to make it do even more, or you play another card that adds it by 1 and stuff like that. Yeah. I've had that Cell.
I think that's actually
do 6 damage. Mill 6 off the top of the deck.
I remember
4 from that,
Yeesh.
and then did the one where if he leaves the field, you could banish him. To make them mill a card. So you may do that, so they mill another 2 because you played this one physical attack that makes all damage milled, destroyed off the top of the deck by 1, increased by 1. So
what we're getting at, Kev, is that the big deal is not combos.
That's a 10th. It's the synergy.
That's the word. It's also the word consistency.
Consistency.
You see, if your deck, I'll give you an example. We've talked about this before. We've had some people say, under these conditions, I could potentially do this much damage in one turn.
But how often can you do that?
Yeah, that's our problem. Is that maybe setting your damage goals a little lower, but the consistency with which you can do it was actually the key. It was not necessarily comboing together, but it was finding a consistent way to do things.
See, and I always say, like, I have the potential of doing this. Will it happen? No. But it's a nice thing to think about when they wall breaker you and you can't get off of level 1. So I'm just going to set up shop. That, by the way, if you guys ever play against any kind of orange player, never, ever, ever, ever wall breaker them. That is asking for your death.
They enjoy parking at a certain level, and leveling up actually complicates things.
Remember my story about the Brawly that I took to regionals that just sat at level 1. Just set up all my drills, and I was doing like 12 stages of damage with every attack, and leveling up just derails that. So, if you let me sit at number 1, I have no possibility of ever leveling off of it unless if you dig me or something along those lines. I'm just gonna keep on smacking you.
So, Kev, we're looking for consistency, not combos.
Yeah.
Consistency in doing what? Remember we talked about consistency getting at your win condition, consistency at, like I said, KOing them, running for MPPV, getting your Dragon Balls, whatever gets you there fastest. You say, why does Slug on Octagon win in two combats or 3 combats?
Because everything that he does grabs Dragon Balls, and then every block that he basically does or attacks pulls Dragon Balls out of the deck. And then everything else in the next combat steals the Dragon Balls back. And then he just wins by Dragon Ball. That's
the big idea, is he makes it ultra consistent. Consistent decks are the ones, like we said, consistent focus, consistent. Yep. You're drawing the hands out and you say, one of the things you're going to maybe realize about a consistent deck is if you look through it, you know what's in there? Yep. A lot of the same cards.
Oh yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. This is what I was telling you. Almost a third of his deck, of Slug's deck, is just cards that grab Dragon Balls from your opponent without anyone hitting.
That's the big idea. The big idea is keep putting it in their hands and taking it back.
And he gains 2 anger off of each one that comes into play during combat because he's level 1 Slug. Number 2, he's running the new Mastery. I'm just going to use my Mastery ability to place one into play right off the bat. That's 2 anger right there.
And you see what you do there is you focus in on your win condition, which is DB victory, and then you build your deck accordingly.
Well, and then the other thing
his MP complements.
Well, yeah, he builds first off on the whole Dragon Ball victory, but he knows he needs to get to level 3 as fast as he can. So he builds it to where the secondary objective is a little bit of anger. Doesn't need to be a lot. It just the way that he builds the anger is by putting more Dragon Balls out, which furthers his first win condition.
Now you guys are realizing it. See, he doubled up. That would be a combo. We would say the combo was that he gained two different things from one action. He gained anger and got closer to his win condition. Even though he doesn't technically need the anger, he's still getting closer to his overall win condition in the process. It is a fantastic idea. And you can say, who's another example of everything synergized? I'll let James explain Black Krillin to you guys.
Good. So basically, with Black Krillin was all his attacks did +1 attack, +1 stage. So it didn't matter what he was throwing at you, he was doing big damage. Basically, then what he would do is he would throw his Destructo Disc, which was unstoppable and unpreventable for 5 life and 1 stage. Now, he could kind of get it up to 6. No, I don't even think he could get up to 6. I think that was it. Because they didn't really have too many... Well, no, because he had Black Upward Dodge, which would add 3. So what they would do is Black Upward Dodge, Black Upward Dodge, and then smack you, you're dead. That didn't happen quite as easily in the old format. That was really popular in because not a lot of people played physicals. But when it did, man, it went off and it hurt. Now this is why Orange Krillin actually beat Black Krillin, because Orange Krillin had Hiding Drill, which reduced it by 2, so Black Krillin could never crit Orange Krillin. Now this is very important, because critting, remember, is 5 or more damage. Now 4 damage is it still hurts, but 4 damage and stealing a Dragon Ball or something like that, that's helping prevent you even more further, because you could also run Dragon Ball 6, which would reduce the stage. So then you just negated out his mastery. The other thing is he would get a free crit. The black one would get a free crit because then he would do his mastery after he performed his regular attack, which the next time anyone discarded a card,
open up with Krillin's power, discard
gain a crit, gain 2 anger. Now, the San Diego Comic-Con one, and this is why he was worth $20, was because he didn't gain the anger. He just sat at level 1 and just kept on throwing shit at you and just kept on getting that.
Because remember, if he hits level 2, then that power goes away. It upsets his strategy. He'd rather park on level 1.
But for Orange Krillin didn't care. He would actually like getting to level 2, because then he just starts making you discard a card every time he hits with his level 1 or with this level 2 attack.
It's nasty.
So with Orange Krillin level 2, with Orange Krillin to begin with, he gained off of you because he stopped a lot of... He is a preventative MP. He was definitely a preventative MP, because you would always start off your combat by throwing your Krillin. Because it stopped level 2 Piccolo from wanting to use his, because you didn't want the crit, and you didn't want the 2 anger.
Lose a Dragon Ball.
Lose a Dragon Ball. It stopped, Black Krillin, because he didn't want to make you get a crit too. And it stopped a lot of shenanigans from happening. But then you could proceed to do the shenanigans if you had a possession drill. And you would just draw 2 cards, discard a card, or discard 2 cards, and you're like, crit +2 anger, and I'm keeping up with the synergy. I got Hiding Drill, I'm going to lower your attack by 2, your life card damage by 2, I'm going to play Ball 6, I'm going to lower your stage by 2, and I'm going to play Aura Drill, which increases my life cards by 2, which I still have +1 from the mastery, so then I'm going to throw my Destructor Disc for 8 damage, unpreventable, unstoppable.
Did you guys notice the theme of this entire description was consistent interaction, also called synergy?
You know what the funniest part was? After the Adepts came out, and I tried Krillin once with that, actually performed more consistent.
No.
Because that consistent grabbing of your drills.
Huh. Oh yeah, because he needed all of them to make his stuff happen. Heck yeah.
That's how Orange works.
And that's the thing. He can eventually get a hit on you. It's going to happen eventually.
Yep. That was the whole thing about Orange Krillin. I did scary amount of damage, and I just kept on throwing shit until I hit you.
Yep. This was how it was. This was life for the first year of the game, and it was intense because nobody aside from Piccolo had synergy like that. I guess you might think, would you count Ginyu?
Ginyu did, because he had the ally synergy and the blue synergy to go with it. And that's what made blue Ginyu such a scary thing. But there were Ginyus of every color under the sun.
Oh gosh, and they were all generally effective. He was that powerful, if you think about it.
Yes and no. I still never had any problems with any of the other ones. I played every single one. Blue was the only one I lost to that day.
And then because they're that tough, they have all the access to all.
Oh,
the
they have all
blue
these
cards.
setups and all these
other
stuff.
And the fact that he's a villain and he runs stare downs, villainous visage, all the stuff that makes it difficult to do what you want to do.
You know who's really good in orange, especially orange anger up?
Yeah.
That's really cheap and really easy to get. Raditz.
True. He can shoots through it. He interacts constantly. He has consistent interaction.
His level 2 is made for an orange deck.
Yep.
Because every time a drill enters play, gain 1 anger.
Bam.
Every time it enters play during combat, hey, look what the adept drill does during combat. Hey, look what what was it? Sagacious. Not Sagacious.
Which one?
Think of it. Extension. There we go. Extension. Grab a drill. Think about some of your other stuff. You know,
What we're saying is properly kitted out for proper synergy. His power plus several drill searchers.
Well, and it's like, then if it's during combat, your opponent mills the top card of their deck. So you get 5 free anger and 5 free mill.
Think
That's
about
life.
that. You see, that was a very consistent synergy. Consistent
Then you got to
interaction.
level 3, and then whenever they entered combat or you entered combat, your opponent automatically discarded a card.
So you shoot him in the foot every time you start the fight, and
Or they shoot themselves in the foot every time they start combat.
Are they foolishly?
And it's
try to
randomly
do it?
discarding a card, so they don't get to choose that card that's not worth it. So they could lose potentially a time that they were going to try to go in with combat with.
So what we're getting at, Kevin, just look for that. Look for consistent interaction. Something that you're finding is coming off every card that you do. You're finding that it sets you up for this. It sets you up for that.
The cool part about his level 4 is his level 4 basically had the old mastery, the adaptive drill, built into it.
Yep. We're starting to see that. We're starting to see that some drills are becoming part of people's MP's actual powers. Like Goku absorbed all of hiding drill.
Hiding drill and aura drill.
They're now a part of his being.
They are now part of him. Forever.
So we greatly appreciate everybody who has tuned in, who's helped us out with getting to where we're at. We appreciate all of this attention that we've been getting and all the views. If we were to...
I always look forward to going on, and I check out these videos even, and I look forward to watching them and going back over and seeing what we've done and what we could have done differently. See, and that's another thing. You know?
Like I had to painfully relive CJ beating me up pretty badly on camera. You shamefully getting stomped out.
I've shamefully got to watch myself get killed by Angelo with that red Turles deck. Not the Turles, that red Trunks deck that was not changed a darn thing from the starter deck, by the way. That's why I say red's an easy one to get going really fast. And
you
easily.
need to do think about that. How many of the others were ready to rock out of the stinking starter decks?
Almost
Almost
none. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It needed a few more Dragon Balls, but in all honesty, if you had replaced that with Tag, it probably would have just as fine.
Every time.
The orange just needed less drills.
There's
too
too
many
many
drills
with that. Duplicates out the wazoo.
Well, they tried to make it a mixed, and you saw he had Aura and the retaliation.
Oh yeah.
And
forgot about that.
and you could do that, but usually with orange you focus on one or the other because it's just too hard to balance it. And that's just me. That's someone that's been playing orange for a while. I haven't even tried to touch the new one, so I mean I could be totally wrong, and he could probably do it. And someone's yelling right now.
No, it'll be interesting. Just once you get a taste of that power, you're gonna go ahead and go, "I've never tasted such pure power."
It's still funny though. I still prefer Adept. And call me biased and call me whatever you want. Call me stupid. I've heard a lot of people call me stupid for it. But that consistent grabbing of those drills, it just...
The ability to simply get them out.
It's so perfect for what an orange player is really trying to do, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Consistent synergy.
And the problem is there's not a lot of orange people to begin with. Orange players to begin with, and they're so used to like,
I compare to blue or red.
I don't want to lose my drills, but I love them. I gotta keep them. They don't realize that you've got blocks that grab them out of the graveyard. You got cards that grab them from the graveyard or rejuvenate them back in the deck. You got cards that grab them from the deck. It just doesn't hurt you. I mean, remember when I played with the Goku one?
Yep.
And I never had anything in the graveyard. I never had any drills in the graveyard.
How many times did you look 0 targets? Kept
Yeah,
coming up.
it's
What we're
like-
saying is you can overcome that. Don't be afraid to get out of like the adaptive mindset. It's all right. Oh, that's right. What I was going to share here at the end of all this was we need anybody, everybody who has questions or wants to do us help us out, to do us a solid, and go ahead and don't be afraid to send us your questions. If you need to know something or if you have an idea about a topic that should be explored, we're here to help. It's always fun. And like we said, we have a pretty significant group to be able to comment on it. So whatever it is, we'll find somebody who's good at whatever it is.
Yeah, if anything, it makes us better players, which is always good, and that's what we should always be looking forward to.
Oh, I don't want to go to a new topic. I don't want to know. I don't want to learn anything new. I only know Namekians. That's all I know. All I know is
But how do you beat anything else if you don't know how they work?
I don't know how they work. All I have is my old soup bones right here.
Yeah. You don't know what to kill with your your zone pressure, and that's why you fail.
Hey, don't be that guy.
Everyone always goes for my possession drill, so then you always go for something else, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna draw.
It is fun.
Yep.
So we thank you very much for your time. We appreciate that you made it through all this series of videos. This is Mario James signing off. And yeah, keep playing.
Yep.